Welcome back. This is Week 1, Module 1 of your cybersecurity journey, and today we're answering one question. Who actually works in cybersecurity, and what does their day-to-day actually look like? By the end of this video, you'll know all 5 major career paths in this field: red team, blue team, purple team, GRC, and engineering, and just as importantly, you'll know how they all connect. Here's why this matters so much, right at the very start. Get this map clear in your head now, in Week 1, and every single module for the rest of this 44-week course is going to make a lot more sense, because you'll immediately recognize which career path each new skill you learn actually feeds into. Think of this video as the map you carry with you before the journey even begins. Let's start with one picture that's going to anchor everything else in this video: a castle. Imagine a castle that has to stay safe forever against attackers who never stop trying new approaches. Keeping that castle standing takes 5 completely different kinds of people, each one solving a different piece of the same problem. There's the red team, the hired raiders who attack the castle on purpose so they can find the weak spots before a real enemy does. There's the blue team, the guards on the wall, watching and responding around the clock. There's the purple team, the bridge between the raiders and the guards, making sure the lessons one side learns actually reach the other. There's GRC, the lawmakers and inspectors of the kingdom, keeping the whole operation within the law and at an acceptable level of risk. And there's engineering, the architects and builders who design the walls, the moats, and the gates in the first place. 5 roles, 1 castle. Let's walk through each one now, using the exact same approach every time, so the pattern really sticks. By the 3rd path, you'll start predicting what's coming next before I even say it. That's the repetition doing its job. Path number 1, red team, the ethical attackers. In one sentence, red teamers think and act like real attackers, legally and with explicit permission, to find security holes before criminals do. In our castle, they're the mercenaries a king hires to attack his own castle, so he learns exactly where the walls are weak before a real enemy finds out first. So what does a red teamer actually do, day to day? They run penetration tests against networks, web apps, and wireless systems. They simulate phishing and social engineering campaigns. They research vulnerabilities and build working exploits. And then, this part matters just as much, they write it all up in reports that turn "I broke in" into "here's exactly how, and here's the fix." Breaking in is only half the job. Explaining it clearly is the other half. The core mindset here is curious, creative, and comfortable with ambiguity. A red teamer is always asking, what if I tried this instead? If this path sounds like you, common job titles include penetration tester, red team operator, offensive security engineer, and vulnerability researcher. The tools of the trade you'll hear again and again are Kali Linux, Metasploit, Burp Suite, Nmap, and Cobalt Strike. And the certifications to know on this path are OSCP and TIE. There's a full certification roadmap later in the course, in Module 33, so don't worry about chasing these yet. For now, just let all these names start to sound familiar. Here's your memory hook for this path. Red equals recon, exploit, document. That's the loop of everything a red teamer does. This path gets its own deep dive later. Phase 3, weeks 11 through 16, modules 9 through 13. Path number 2, blue team, the defenders. In one sentence, blue teamers protect systems around the clock, watching for intrusions and shutting them down fast when they happen. In the castle, they're the guards on the wall, watching, patrolling, and first to respond the moment an alarm bell rings. Day to day, a blue teamer monitors alerts in a SIEM, pronounced SIM, short for Security Information and Event Management Software, inside what's called a Security Operations Center, or SOC. They investigate suspicious activity and lead incident response. They hunt proactively for threats that haven't triggered an alert yet. And they harden systems, patch holes, and tune detection rules, so the same trick doesn't work twice. The core mindset here is vigilant, methodical, and calm under pressure. A blue teamer is always asking, what does normal look like, so I can spot what isn't? Job titles on this path include SOC analyst, incident responder, threat hunter, and malware analyst. Tools of the trade include CM platforms like Splunk, Sentinel, and Elastic, EDR tools, that's endpoint detection and response, like CrowdStrike and SentinelOne, plus Wireshark and Sysmon. The certifications to know here are GCIH and GSEC. Again, just let all these names start to sound familiar for now. Memory hook. Blue equals block, log, understand, escalate. That's the loop of triage. This path gets its own deep dive in Phase 4, weeks 17 through 22, modules 14 through 17. Path number 3, Purple Team, the bridge. In one sentence, Purple Team work makes sure everything Red Team finds actually becomes something Blue Team can detect. It's a collaboration, not a third army. In the castle analogy, this is the person who watches the mercenaries and the guards work, then sits them down together afterward and says, "Here's exactly how they got in, and here's exactly what your watchtower missed." Day to day, Purple Team work means running coordinated attack simulations where Red and Blue watch each other in real time. It means emulating specific real-world threat groups, like APT-29, to pressure test defenses. It means confirming a detection rule actually fires in practice, not just in theory. And it means turning every Red Team finding into a tuned Blue Team alert. The core mindset here is bilingual, equally fluent in attack and defense, and a natural translator between the two. Job titles include Purple Team Lead, Adversary Emulation Specialist, and Detection Engineer. Tools of the trade include the MITRE ATT and CK Navigator, pronounced just like the word attack, MITRE Caldera, and Atomic Red Team. And notice something different here. There's no separate Purple Team certification to chase. This path is usually built on the same red and blue certifications we already mentioned. And here's the memory hook, my favorite one in the whole guide. Red paint plus blue paint equals purple. It's not a third army. It's the other two finally talking to each other. This path gets its own deep dive right near the end of the course. Module 31, Phase 8, weeks 41 through 44. Path number 4, GRC, the Rulebook. GRC stands for Governance, Risk, and Compliance. In one sentence, GRC professionals make sure security decisions match the law, the organization's risk appetite, and industry standards. In the castle, they're the kingdom's lawmakers and inspectors. They write the building codes, audit whether the castle actually meets them, and calculate what a breach would cost the kingdom in gold and reputation. Day to day, GRC work means running risk assessments, identifying, scoring, and deciding how to treat each risk. It means tracking compliance with regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, pronounced HIPAA, and PCI DSS, and with frameworks like ISO 27001 and NIST. It means coordinating audits and gathering evidence. And it means translating technical risk into language a board of executives will actually act on. The core mindset here is structured and detail-oriented, comfortable with policy and law, thinking in business impact, not just technical impact. Job titles include GRC Analyst, Risk Analyst, Compliance Analyst, Security Auditor, and, at the senior level, Chief Information Security Officer, or CISO, pronounced CISO. The frameworks of the trade are NIST RUF, ISO 27001, FAIR, and COBIT, pronounced CISSP. And the certifications to know are CISSP, CISM, and CRISC. Memory hook. GRC equals govern the rules, rank the risk, confirm compliance. This path gets its own deep dive in Phase 5, weeks 23 through 26, modules 18 through 20. Path number 5. Engineering, the builders. In one sentence, security engineers design and build the secure systems that everyone else attacks, defends, and audits. The fewer flaws they leave behind, the easier every other path's job becomes. In the castle, they're the architects and construction crew who design and build the walls, the moats, and the gates in the first place, then keep upgrading them for the next century of threats. Day to day, security engineers design secure network, cloud, and identity architecture. They build and maintain internal security tools and automation. They embed security directly into the software delivery pipeline, often shortened to CI/CD, for continuous integration and continuous delivery, through a practice known as DevSecOps, development, security, and operations working as one. And they configure and harden cloud environments across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. The core mindset here is a builder's long-term thinking. How do I design this so the problem can't happen at all? Job titles include Security Engineer, Application Security Engineer, Cloud Security Engineer, and DevSecOps Engineer. Tools of the trade include Terraform, Prowler, and Scout Suite, WAFs, that's Web Application Firewalls, and native cloud security tooling. The certification to know here is CISSP. Memory hook. Engineers build the castle so well that red team struggles to find a way in. This path is threaded through more of the course than any other. Module 8 in weeks 5 through 10, and Module 21 in weeks 27 through 34, and honestly, it shows up almost everywhere in between. Now that we've walked through all 5, let's line them up side by side, because seeing the contrast is what really makes it click. Red team's core question is, how could I break this? Blue team's is something wrong right now? Purple team asks, did we actually catch that? GRC asks, are we compliant, and how risky is this? And engineering asks, how do I build this so it isn't a problem in the first place? 5 different questions. 5 different jobs. 1 shared goal, keep the castle standing. 1 more useful comparison, how hands-on keyboard is each path, day to day? Red team, blue team, and engineering are all very high. You're doing active, technical work every single day. Purple team is high, but blends technical work with coordination. And GRC is the outlier, low to moderate hands-on keyboard time, because the real skill there is judgment, communication, and translating risk into business language. Here's the part that ties the entire video together. These 5 paths aren't 5 separate armies. They're 5 stages of one continuous cycle that runs inside every mature security organization every single day. And notice, this order is different from the order we just went through them in. This is the order it actually happens in real life, and it doubles as an easy 5-word memory chain. Build, breach, block, bridge, bind. It starts with build. That's engineering, designing, and constructing the system. Then breach. That's red team, attempting to break in legally. Then block. That's blue team, detecting and stopping the attempt. Then bridge. That's purple team, turning that attempt into a lesson. And finally bind. That's GRC, keeping the whole thing legal, risk-aware, and reported. And then, the cycle repeats. Engineering builds the next, stronger version, using everything red, blue, purple, and GRC just learned. Build, breach, block, bridge, bind. Then it starts again. Let's lock all 6 memory hooks in, one final time, back to back. Red equals recon, exploit, document. Blue equals block, log, understand, escalate. Purple equals red plus blue, the bridge, not a third army. GRC equals govern, rank risk, confirm compliance. Engineering equals build it so well that red team struggles. And the cycle, build, breach, block, bridge, bind, then repeat. If you only remember one thing from this entire video, let it be that last one. Everything else in this course hangs off that 5-word chain. Let's bring it all together. Cybersecurity isn't one job. It's 5 complementary mindsets, all solving the same problem from a different angle. Red team breaks in legally to find the flaws. Blue team detects and stops. Purple team makes sure the first improves the second. GRC keeps the whole effort legal, risk-aware, and aligned with the business. And engineering builds the systems that everyone else attacks, defends, and governs. And here's the good news, you do not need to pick a path this week. By week 44, after phases 3, 4, 5, and module 31, you'll have gotten hands-on exposure to all 5, and a much clearer sense of where you actually fit. Before we wrap up, let's put this to the test. Active recall beats rereading every single time. I'm going to read out 8 questions. Pause the video after each one, or after all 8, and really try to answer before I give you the answers in the next section. No peeking ahead. Question 1. Which team is hired, with explicit permission, to think and act like real attackers, in order to find security weaknesses before criminals do? Is it A, blue team, B, red team, C, GRC, or D, engineering? Question 2. In your own words, what is the primary purpose of purple team work? Question 3. Which path is most likely to write a risk register, track compliance with regulations like GDPR or HIPAA, and brief executives on risk and business terms? Is it A, red team, B, engineering, C, GRC, or D, blue team? Question 4. True or false? Purple team is best understood as a completely separate group with its own dedicated attack and defense tools, unrelated to red or blue team. Question 5. Match each job title to its career path. Here are the 5 job titles: SOC Analyst, Penetration Tester, GRC Analyst, Cloud Security Engineer, Adversary Emulation Specialist. Take a moment and assign each one to red, blue, purple, GRC, or engineering. Question 6. Which path designs and builds systems before any attacker or defender ever touches them? Question 7. In the castle analogy we've used throughout this video, which role did we describe as the guards on the wall? And question 8, the big one. In your own words, explain why a mature security organization needs all 5 paths, not just red team and blue team. Pause now if you haven't already. When you're ready, let's check your answers. Here's how you did. Answer 1, B, red team. Remember the hook, recon, exploit, document. Answer 2, purple team's job is to make sure red team's findings actually become blue team detections, closing the feedback loop between attack and defense instead of leaving each engagement's lesson sitting on a shelf. Answer 3, C, GRC. Answer 4, false. Purple team is fundamentally a collaboration and a methodology between red and blue, not an independent third army with its own separate toolset. Answer 5, SOC Analyst goes to blue team. Penetration Tester goes to red team. GRC Analyst goes to GRC. Cloud Security Engineer goes to engineering. And Adversary Emulation Specialist goes to purple team. Answer 6, engineering. Answer 7, blue team. And answer 8. Here's a model answer. Red and blue alone create attack and defense action, but without engineering, the systems being fought over keep having the same avoidable flaws. Without GRC, the organization has no way to know whether its risk level is legally and financially acceptable. And without purple team, lessons from red team engagements don't reliably become blue team improvements. All 5 are needed to build, test, defend, connect, and govern the full security lifecycle. However close you got, that's exactly the point of testing yourself early. You'll see these 5 paths again and again for the next 44 weeks, and each pass will stick a little more. One last thing before you go, exactly where in this course you'll go deeper on each path. Red team gets its deep dive in Phase 3, weeks 11 through 16, modules 9 through 13. Blue team is Phase 4, weeks 17 through 22, modules 14 through 17. Purple team is Phase 8, weeks 41 through 44, module 31. GRC is Phase 5, weeks 23 through 26, modules 18 through 20. And engineering is threaded through Phase 2 and Phase 6, covering application and cloud security, in week 8 and weeks 27 through 34, modules 8 and 21. That's the map. 5 paths, 1 castle, 1 cycle: build, breach, block, bridge, bind. This was the final piece of Module 1. Next stop, Module 2, Computer and Operating System Fundamentals. Still Phase 1, still the foundation stage of the course. If this made the 5 paths click for you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next, and drop a comment telling me which path you're most drawn to so far. See you in the next one.